The Oklahoma City Thunder really have the chance to be a basketball dynasty, unlike very many teams we've seen in recent NBA history. Really the only dynasty we've seen in my lifetime. I guess the Spurs count, although that was over a longer period of time, but that would count. And then obviously the Warriors. The Thunder are ridiculous again this season. They look to be just as good as they were last year. They are unbelievably deep. They draft incredibly well. They have elite top tier talent. They have incredible versatility, multiple guys capable of stepping up on any given night. I mean, Isaiah Hartenstein, career high 33 points, 19 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks tonight, only misses 3 shots. Just playing his absolute butt off. Gilgeous-Alexander with a standard 30-point game, 12 of 20 from the field. Pretty typical SGA stuff, nothing special. Chet Holmgren, not amazing tonight, but they absolutely destroy the Kings on the road, assuming, I mean, to be fair, it's the Kings. It's not a huge shock to see them win that game. But nonetheless, this team is really impressive, man. They're really, really, really impressive. They have impressive versatility and depth as well, which allows them to handle a lot of injuries, which they've already dealt with a decent amount this season. They're 9-1. Keep in mind, their second best player hasn't played yet in Jalen Williams. I would still say he is their second best player, and he has not touched the court for a single minute this season so far. How much longer is he out for? I'm not exactly sure, but it's probably not that much longer, just another couple weeks. Maybe, I mean, I would think he'll be back by the end of November. And the honest truth is, man, Chet's already missed a couple games. Lou Dort's already missed a couple games. And it just doesn't matter. I mean, they have incredible depth, incredible versatility, and incredible top-end talent. Obviously, SGA, just a casual 33, 6, and 5.5 on 51% from the field, 35% from 3. Not even that insanely efficient, honestly, from his standards from 2-point range, despite shooting 57% from 2-point range. Chet is shooting 40% from 3 on 5 attempts a game this year, because that's fair. Lou Dort's forgotten how to shoot a basketball after shooting over 40% from 3 the last couple of years. I have to assume that will come back in a positive amount, or in a positive form at some point. Isaiah Hartenstein literally just had the best game of his career tonight and is just an unbelievable connector, passer. His floater is one of the more automatic shots around the rim in the league. His like 10-foot floater is just, he's just one of the more underrated bigs in basketball. And then you have the bench mob, or sometimes not bench, but those guys, Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, AJ Mitchell, Isaiah Joe, Alex Caruso, having all these versatile, athletic, competitive defenders who also pretty much mostly shoot the crap out of the ball. Aaron Wiggins, a 41% three-point shooter so far this year. Cason Wallace has developed into a pretty decent three-point shooter himself. I think AJ Mitchell is awesome, despite the fact that he hasn't been unbelievable from three-point range so far this year. There's a lot of talent there, in my opinion, that I think is yet to be tapped into, and I think he has the potential to be a really, really good player in his own right. The fact he's averaging 17, 3.5, and 3.5, shooting the three ball as poorly as he is so far is pretty impressive in of itself. Obviously, some of those numbers will go down a bit when Jalen Williams returns, but nonetheless, AJ Mitchell feels like another really, really good find by this team. And they just, I mean, they traded away what is going to be an all-star in Josh Giddey this year. And I was wrong about that trade. I thought that was a phenomenal trade for the Thunder. I really wasn't confident in Josh Giddey. And I think Josh Giddey might be a better player than I thought he was ever going to become. That being said, they still won that trade too, trading away probably one of the more talented young players on their roster looking back, because Alex Caruso has been a perfect fit for this team. Again, even not shooting the three ball all that well, his defensive competitiveness, versatility, physicality, energy, all that type of stuff is super duper valuable. I mean, their third big is Jay Will, who literally leads the league in charges every single year. It was like one of the best charge takers in the history of basketball, always willing to put his body on the line. And also, don't forget, a competent stretch big in his own right. Not a great stretch big, but a pretty decent one. Up to before this year, 39, well, basically 40%, 37%, over 40% from 3. Like, he's not shooting the ball well, but that's their third big. And he's a 40% three-point shooter and the best charge taker in the league. The embarrassment of riches that this team has is just honestly pretty mind-boggling. They are so good, and the numbers back it up. 7th best offensive rating in the league. Wouldn't be surprised if that goes up as the season progresses. The best defensive rating in basketball by 4 points per 100 possessions. Just clearly a dominant defense. Easily the best defense in basketball so far this year. And the best net rating in basketball by almost 2 full points per game over the Nuggets, who again are very, very good. But this team is ridiculous, man. They're just ridiculous. They do literally everything well. They have unbelievable versatility, unbelievable depth. They're well coached. They're awesome. They are really, really awesome. And they are set up to rule the league for a long time. Because the craziest thing about it is they have all these young talent, all these different assets. They draft amazing, and they're going to have probably 3 first-round picks this year. Utah's pick is protected top 8, which, to be fair, will likely not convey. Utah will almost certainly have a top 8 pick, but the Philly pick will convey. They have their own pick, and they get the more favorable, I guess, of LA and Houston's pick this year or something. I don't know why that's not included in here, but I think they're going to get the Clippers pick and maybe Houston's pick instead of their own. I forget exactly how that situation works. They also have an extra 2027 Denver pick. They have pick swap rights in 2027 with the Clippers. They have a lottery protected Spurs pick, which will probably convey. It'll be a late first round pick, but still. They have pick swap rights with the Mavs in 2028. I think they have the Mavs 2028. No, that's pick swap rights. And I'm sorry, they don't have any firsts from the Mavs, I don't believe. But like they have so many different draft assets, it's insane, and pretty much without having given up any either. I mean, even the outgoing draft picks aren't actually outgoing draft picks. They have pick swap rights actually here, so it still benefits them. They are just in an unbelievable position. They have so many assets. So if there is a guy on the trade market, they can go out and get that guy. You know what I mean? If there's somebody there that they feel like is a perfect fit for what OKC is building, they can just go get him and maybe pay a little more than they need to. But this team is so well positioned to not just compete for a championship this year or next year, but really over the next several years. And yes, it'll become difficult at times with some salary issues, but I think they can be really, really good. And the honest truth is, Lu Dort's 26, SGA's 27, Hartenstein's 27, Chet's 23, Isaiah Joe's 26, AJ Mitchell's 23. We haven't seen Thomas Sorber or Nikola Topic yet. Hopefully Topic is able to recover well from the testicular cancer that he apparently has. Really haven't seen either of those guys yet, though. Maybe they can be contributors. Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Jalen Williams 2.0, J-Dub and J-Will. I mean, the young core here, it's 24, 23, 22, 26, 27, just sprinkled throughout the team. All their best players pretty much are 27 and younger. They are not only positioned to be really good right now, they already won a title, but they're positioned to be really, really good for the foreseeable future as well. And of course, things do change, and they change quickly in the NBA. But as of right now, the Thunder look pretty much positioned to be one of the best teams in basketball for the foreseeable future, and they have the assets to maintain that when they eventually lose somebody here, lose somebody there because they can't afford to pay somebody, or they have to cut some salary costs somewhere, somehow. They're going to be able to replace those guys by drafting well and developing from within, as they've already done a quality job of. We've seen it with guys like Lu Dort, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, and now, I mean, it's very, very impressive to see what this team is doing, man. It really is. Can it continue? I don't see why not. Will it continue? I don't see why not. I mean, look, I think I picked the Thunder to win the title again No, I picked the Nuggets to win the title. I said Nuggets over Cavs. And while I don't hate that pick, the Thunder is still the best team in the league. You're lying to yourself if you think otherwise. Plain and simple. They're dominant, and they're probably going to continue to be dominant. That being said, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more NBA content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.